Oh, Merry Christmas, ladies and gentlemen, from the BS podcast.
Merry
Here we
fucking
are on
Christmas, you
Eve.
schmucks.
Be nice to him a little bit.
I'm
Merry
chewing,
Christmas, guys.
chewing on
We,
butterscotch, eating some
oh dear Lord,
candies, and I am broke as shit.
getting his way into his diabetes.
Yes,
He
sir.
gonna get the diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
He's working to get that diabetes.
Hell yeah.
We gonna do a little bit of a Christmas Eve podcast today, I guess. Talk
Mm-hmm.
about random shit we feel like talking about.
Yeah.
But let's see here. I mean, I got a couple things we could start off with if you want to. But you got anything, or do you want me to go ahead and start off what I was wanting to talk about?
Yeah, you go ahead and start off first, and we can go from there.
All right, yeah, let's go ahead and get out some of the more disappointing news. I'll go ahead and get this out of the way. So recently, there's been a little bit. I'm sure it's still just a rumor, but I've been seeing a lot of people. They're talking about the recent budget that's been going on for both the new Skeleton Crew and apparently the second season for Andor.
Oh, yeah?
Lynx, do you know how much of a budget they're spending on just the second? This is rumor, but it would not surprise me because based off their past budgets for their past shows. Do you know how much Lucasfilm is spending on the second season of Andor alone?
I'm guessing like about $1 million or like $500,000.
It's a little more than that. It's a lot more than that. Supposedly, hang on, let me get the actual number here where someone's saying. So, apparently, the actual number for season 2 cost is somewhere in the $290.9 million to produce the second season.
I mean,
To give you a reference on that, The Last Jedi costed them $280.7 million to produce.
you mean to tell me Disney
Seriously,
is spending like
Lucas-
$2 million on garbage?
Honestly, it would not surprise me if here shortly we start seeing where Disney's actually about to be investigated because of these insane budgets. Like, seriously, dude, this has to be money laundering with some of this shit, because like you could look at these shows. I mean, hell, I know you haven't seen Skeleton Crew, have you?
No.
I haven't watched it, but from what I'm hearing, not too many people's liking it. It's not doing great at all. And if I'm not mistaken, they spent a good bit of money on that one too. They spent a decent amount on that one as well. And it's not performing at all. Like, Star Wars fans are completely turned off on this new shit, which ain't good at all. I mean, hell, and you can see Disney's been having a loss recently anyway, because this is gonna segue into what you're probably your next topic, but Sonic has been beating the shit out of like the Mufasa movie. Have you seen how the performance of that movie's been doing? It's doing dog shit.
To be fair, as someone who's seen it, and I've never seen the previous Sonic movies, this is pretty good. Like, they got like a lot of like the old stuff from the games to make a comeback, and it actually is like good.
Oh yeah, no, we what was it? We have a buddy of ours who's like a super huge Sonic fan. He like loves the original games and everything, and he's even said like the new Sonic movie they're doing a lot of stuff right. Of course, they're doing a little bit of differences, but he says they're also we're not going to get into spoilers, but for their probably next film that they're going to do, which I'm pretty sure Lynx, you could probably test this too. They're hinting into some big stuff that's coming probably for their fourth film. Which I don't think this is too much of a spoiler. Do you think I should say what the character they're revealing next? Because like, you know, the first Sonic movie they revealed. You mean the
post credit or what?
Yeah, not the villain, but I'm talking about the hero, the new hero that they showed off.
No, I don't think that's a good idea because that's like a major spoiler.
Is it? Because like so far every Sonic movie is referenced a new, like another character from the games, like another hero character from the games. Because like the other one, what was it? Well, the first one it was for the first Sonic movie it was Knuckles. Did they reference Shadow in the
Yeah,
no, you didn't see the second movie, that's right.
From what I heard, yeah, they did.
Okay, so they did reference Shadow in the second film. I'm
But
not sure if they did or not.
I
Comment
don't,
below if they did.
man, I don't know if it's a good idea because there's still some people who haven't
Well,
seen it. The
I won't
movie
spoil it,
just,
but anyway,
how about,
they're introducing more heroes and villains as well. But oh man, what did you think of the film? Because like I said, I haven't seen it, but so far
has
people are
I
saying
think
it's really
Jim
good.
Carrey as Eggman is pretty decent. I think he does a really good job. He's
To
very
be fair, it's Jim
wacky
Carrey
and
too, though.
he
He's
brings
gonna do
a
good no matter
whole
what.
wackiness to Eggman compared
Yeah,
to um what's the voice actor's name?
I have no idea. That'd be a good question for our buddy, because I have no idea who the voice actor is. That is beyond me. I'm not. The truth be told, I'm not really too much of a big Sonic fan. I've never really. I think I've played maybe a few of the games. Never played the originals, the 8-bit games, but I did play one of the 3D games, and I didn't really care for it. It's probably one of the bad ones, probably. But you played a few of them, haven't you?
Yeah, I have.
And okay, yeah. See, I've never owned a Sonic game. I've only played it at friends' houses when I was very little, so it just wasn't my thing.
I played a lot of the Sonic games. I played my biggest one was playing Sonic 3. I was really big into Sonic 3 and Sonic Adventure. I never really liked Sonic Adventure 2 because a lot of the levels revolved around the mechs and stuff like that,
Yeah.
where you have to control the mechs, but I'm just like, eh.
Didn't they have a TV show back in the day? Or I know they've had several, but didn't they like have an older, like almost anime style TV show way
Yeah,
back
it
in
was
the day?
Sonic X.
Okay, that's what it was.
That had like
Yeah,
characters like fucking Sonic and like
pretty much the original gang was all
yeah, and
there.
then they had like one human guy or kid.
Yeah. Say
But I
I
mean,
remember seeing bits and pieces of it. I don't actually remember the
bro,
show at all.
Rouge in that show was actually really funny. I won't lie. She was actually
That's a good one. That's a good
she
question
is
we can bring up
funny.
there. So since they brought in Shadow, because I know, like, I do know a little bit about Sonic. I do know some of the teams. Like,
Mm,
apparently, like when it comes to some of the 3D games, they'll like put teams of people to like they'll have Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails all
mm-hmm.
together, and Shadow he's got his own team, which is him,
Yeah. Rouge.
Omega, which is the robot, and Rouge.
Yeah, Team Dark.
I'm curious how they're gonna do Rouge. You think they're gonna make her look like her original
Yeah, I think they
character
will.
design, or think they're gonna change her up a lot?
No, I think they will because if they've been pretty faithful thus far with most character designs, like
Fair
Shadow
enough.
and Tails, for example. I think
Yeah.
after the fiasco with the first one,
Oh, making Sonic look like a nightmare. Yeah. I'm
yeah,
sorry,
they
folks.
they definitely learned their lesson.
I mean, you give the people what they want, you're gonna get your money. Take a
Mm-hmm.
page from Lucasfilm, but it honestly doesn't surprise me too much. But I mean, hey, it is good that they've been doing decently though. It is extremely good. I mean, hey, Sonic fans are eating good. And did I show this off on the podcast today? Hang on, let me see if I'll re-share it. Because I did bring up that I don't know if I remember if I brought this up on during the podcast, but Transformers, one of their toy lines, they're bringing in like another crossover. They're making a Sonic and a Tails figure, which I'll give them credit. I don't actually remember ever seeing a biplane Transformer figure at all. I'm not sure if there was one. There may have been one. But the one that they got for Tails, it actually looks really good. Sonic, honestly, though, looks generic as hell. Like, his... doesn't look bad, but it don't look great either.
Mm-hmm.
His head sculpt looks pretty cool, though, but, like... Tails' Transformer figure, he looks the best out of both of them. It's a 2-pack. You're gonna get both
Mm-hmm.
when you buy it. So it's a 2-pack figure, so you'll get both, Tails and you'll get both of them. Hang on, let me see if I can't re-bring this up to you. Here, I just pinned it, so that way you see if you can't
Yeah.
share it to the screen. Like I said, the Tails figure, he looks like really cool. Honestly, like you would think tooling that for a biplane figure, you think that'd be very difficult. Like honestly, I don't I have no idea. I think these are just brand new molds. I don't think these are reused of previous Transformers. Sonic may be a reuse, but Tails, he's definitely a brand new figure. I don't know. I think Sonic is too, because I don't recognize that, honestly, at all. Like, I don't know what he would be from, or what character. I can't even think of the car. Maybe Knockout? Maybe, but the car design's too different.
I'm just gonna throw it up on screen real quick.
Yeah.
And I'm not
He
like
honestly
sharing
doesn't
screen.
look like a Knockout to me.
Where is
Not to mention, Tails has the better weapon, too. Tails actually, his weapon actually looks cool. Sonic, I don't know what the hell they were going for that.
Yeah.
I have no idea what they were trying to do, but like seriously though, like if you could see the biplane mode for Tails, it's actually pretty cool, and he's more complicated too.
Yeah, I got it on screen right now. That's
nice.
I mean, it looks all right. It seems like they went with like the Sonic racing games for his car look and the
I forgot
plane.
the little go-kart that he's got. Yeah, it does
and
look
the
like
plane is based on the Tails's pilot plane from both Sonic
doesn't
3
the plane
and
have
Sonic.
a name?
I'm pretty sure it does. I just don't know it off the top of my head. I'm sure you can look it up.
Probably, yeah. If you know when I'm editing, I'll probably throw it up there. But yeah. Now that you say it, I recognize the car now. I'm surprised our buddy didn't say nothing to us because like that actually does look the his car from like the go-kart games for Sonic. It does look like the Sonic racing car that he uses. I'm actually kind of curious because I saw something that were in one of the forums I was reading, they were doing a funny chat or whatever. They were saying, it's like, hey, they should make an Eggman and Knuckles figures too. Eggman, because of how crazy he is, you know they're gonna make him they're gonna retool Unicron and make him a giant fucking planet.
Yeah,
because I think doesn't Eggman like didn't he, at one point didn't he turn the moon into a giant fucking battle station for some reason?
Yeah, in the game, he turns it into a battle station, but actually in the movie, they changed it to where, like, the government, like, hired his grandfather to build the station, and they never launched it into orbit because they found out Gerald was gonna blow up the planet with it, or piss on the moon, or something like that.
Some shit like that. I was about to say, like, in one of the older animation shows, wasn't it, like, Eggman who causes an apocalypse or some shit like that? Or I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
Sonic lore's wild. It's crazy. It's funny. It's cool though too. It's wild, but it's good wild. You don't get stuff like that too much nowadays. But yeah, that's about it. I know a little bit of other stuff. I mean, I finally sat down and watched Transformers 1, which was actually really good. I was surprised by how good that was and how different that movie is compared to other stuff. I'm kind of really glad that we're finally getting more I've noticed this with the past couple Transformers reboots, that they're slowly moving away from the humans, and they're starting to focus more on just Cybertron and the early war before Cybertron, because that's what a lot of people want, a lot of fans want. Nobody gives a shit about the humans on Earth. Everybody wants to see the Transformers on their own. Yeah, we want to see the war of Cybertron, because there's really... IDW has done a lot with it in the comics, but usually they skip a bunch of it, and it's literally we see the beginning of the war, a tiny bit of the middle, and then a majority of the end where they're on Earth, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, we really don't get too much of the beginning. It's literally just on the Cybertron where it starts, and then it ends on fucking Earth, and that's pretty much all we get. Which kind of sucks, because, like, there's a lot of content you could do, like, during the beginning. I mean, for fuck's sakes, in most Transformers continuity, the war went for, like, 4 million years. That's a long time to wage war. That's a very long time to wage war.
I've even realized that, like, if you think hard on it, that's probably the longest war in, like, fiction.
It probably, because, like, what was it? The craziest thing is like, when that war started, and, like, in G1, when the war first began in G1, Earth was still just a dust ball. It barely had any life on it. Like, actually, no, it didn't have any life on it. It was legit still just a floating hunk of rock, or molten rock.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken, like humanity didn't exist at all. We were still gone. And these beings have been fighting for that fucking... And that's just when they were fighting in their war. That's not even when they were first made. That's what's really crazy. Like, dude, Cybertronians can live for a very, very long time. People don't like realize how insane Transformers actually are. But yet people still want to pair them against fucking Dragon Ball Z characters and say they'll stand a chance. Looking at you, Death Battle. It makes no fucking sense.
Didn't they have like one of the robots from the Decepticons fight like a pony or something?
Yeah,
And
they had
lose?
Starscream fight Rainbow Dash and lose. Now, I'm not a brony, but okay, to be fair, and I'll point this out, to be fair, depending on which continuity of Starscream it is, I can kind of see him being losing, depending on which
That's
continuity it is, because
wild,
there's
losing
some
to a
continuities
talking
where he's
horse.
literally just a fucking idiot. I could see that incompetent asshole losing to a horse. But, like, if we're talking about, like, what's a good continuity to, like, a really, really tough... Like, okay, the Armada continuity, with the Energon Wars. That Starscream's actually a decent and competent warrior, which he's, anyway, different from the original, too. Hell, I think even G1 Starscream would beat the fuck out of the... Because, to be fair, especially with G1, you can't kill Starscream. You literally can't kill Starscream. If you kill him, if you kill him, his spark, he becomes a ghost and you can't fuck with him. He can literally still kill you as his ghost, if he wants to.
What the fuck kind of shit is that?
I think it's what it is like every Transformer, because like they have like each of their spark is unique, so every one of them kind of has like their own little ability. Like for example, a few of the Autobots and Decepticons, like I said, Starscream, you kill him, he comes back as a ghost. He's like, which he's not a ghost. It's their equivalent of a ghost. He becomes like a being made of energy that can possess other shit.
No, they're
But
just
you have
petty.
that.
They're just...
Thundercracker can create insane. Like he can create sonic booms on the whim. He can just like that and create a sonic boom anywhere he wants to, and with as much as he wants to, which is insane. Skywarp can teleport from one spot to another as long as he can see the location. He can teleport there. Apparently, Megatron has the ability to control dark matter, which is fucking insane. And some of the Autobots had some crazy powers too. Windcharger has the power of magnetism in his arms. It's just in his arms though. And what was it? Trailbreaker, he can create force fields anywhere. He can project a force field anywhere. Hound, he can produce any kind of hologram. You name it, he can produce it. Like in the G1 show, there's literally a scene where he projects an entire fucking like space station. Not space station, but like a space launch bay. Like the whole buildings, launch pad, and a giant rocket, the whole 9 yards. Just fucking produced it with nothing but holograms, which is insane.
You mean to
So
tell...
yeah, no,
You mean to tell
they're
me
kind of
that
crazy.
this guy, right, has a ghost, right? Like, I'm going back to
He
the
can
fucking...
turn into a ghost, yeah. The Starscream, yeah.
And he can still kill you, but yet just still lost to a talking horse. That baffles me. That literally baffles me.
See, that's the thing about Death Battle, whereas I don't really trust a lot of their information. I think they're rigged because, like, with the battle between Optimus Prime and Gundam, which, General, I'll give them credit for this. Optimus Prime would absolutely beat the original Gundam's ass. Honestly, that's not even really a fair fight because you have a being who's been fighting for, like, I don't know, what, probably 4 million years? Like, he's been at war for 4 million years, so he knows he's a master fucking tactician and everything. Plus, Cybertronians are just insane in general with how tough they are. Versus the Gundam, who is being piloted by... I think he's 16? And that's a very emphasis on I think he's 16. I'm pretty sure he's younger. Kid. Granted, Amuro Ray is a pretty insane fucking pilot. Like, he's, in Gundam, they have these, types of people called new types, since they were born in space, they grew up in space. They have the ability to, like, kind of react quicker, they can they're almost like telepathic, where they can read minds, but not really. They can sense your emotion or your intent. like what your next intended action is, kind of. But I mean, as far as I'm aware, that ability only works on humans, because we've only seen it only work on humans. We've never really seen it work on like a robot. They've never actually put like a new type character up against a robot and see if they can't predict what moves it's going to do. So honestly, that whole thing where Amuro Ray can predict every move that Optimus Prime is going to make is kind of bullshit. Because, like, he's not human, so I don't think you can see what he's going to do. Plus, if you did, he's a fucking supercomputer. He can think 20 times fucking faster than you could. But... And not to mention, they merged all the continuities together, so you had G1 Optimus Prime's stats with the movie Optimus Prime stats, which, if you're going to go on the movie continuity, if you've seen any of the Michael Bay movies, fucking you just flick Optimus Prime and like bits and pieces of him come off. It's not even funny. That's the only thing I'll give the Michael Bay films, is they made the Transformers way more weaker. It's super easy to kill them.
I can't believe we're talking about fucking robot warriors for about 20 minutes now. It's wild.
These Transformers are fucking awesome. I don't hear. I mean, you still gotta watch the fucking this TV show.
Yeah, I at least now that we're on like vacation, like paid vacation, we can actually do it.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good time to sit down and watch that TV. Like, just have it on in the background. You ain't even gotta fully watch it. Just have it on the background while you're doing something. It's like if you're, doing a Let's Play or just recording like from background footage or whatever, you can just have it on the background. But oh, I got a fun idea. Let's how about this? Why don't we what was it? So since it's the holiday spirit or holiday theme or whatever, let's talk about underrated Christmas movies. Like, seriously, ones that like don't ever pop up, or like you think they should pop up more on TV.
Grandma got ran over.
I tell you what, Christmas movies I miss. No, I don't care. I forgot about the animated Grandma Get Ran Over by a Reindeer from Cartoon Network. Is that the one you're referencing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that old. You've seen that, right? That old movie that they made. I haven't seen it in years. Like, I don't even think Cartoon Network runs it anymore. But to be fair, I don't watch cable. But
all they run is Teen Titans Go, because that's all they got going. Because they're not creative.
That's all they can make money on, because apparently that's all they do. But I think they made several. Didn't they make a couple of those movies? Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer. I think there's like I think there's like 2 or 3 of them actually.
I
don't know. I know they made a good bit of them. That one's kind of an underrated Christmas film. I was gonna bring up the what was it? The little the stop motion ones. Remember the ones with the puppets?
Oh yeah.
I forget what they're called. Like, dude, any of those, you pick any of those films, they're fucking phenomenal. All of them are great. They all got good songs too. And for those who have Netflix, here's a really good. Me and my sister enjoyed this one a lot. There's a Christmas movie on Netflix called Claus. Have you seen that one yet?
Oh yes, bro.
Dude, that's a really good Christmas. But honestly, I think that should get more notoriety. That should have been in theaters. I'm kind of mad that movie wasn't in theaters, because that's a theater-worthy movie.
They would have made a fortune off of that.
Yeah, because I think that movie got straight up just released on Netflix, and it was just released on Netflix. That was it.
Yeah.
Dude, but Claus was a really good film. For those who haven't seen it, I encourage you to go watch it. I'm not going to spoil it at all, but man, that was a really good Christmas movie. It's kind of slow in the beginning, but once you get to the good bits, it's really good. Plus the animation style, it's very unique. I've never seen another movie with that same animation style either. It's like it's got like an older feel to it, like with the art, the design, but it still feels new. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So because it's got that like old kind of drawing style almost, but it's like still newish. Feels like you're watching like remember Balto way back in the day?
Yeah.
How they draw the characters and stuff like that in that movie, like the humans, how they draw them. It feels like that, but like a lot newer. Which that was a good film too. Balto is really good. It's not a Christmas film, but at least I don't think it is. What about you?
Yeah.
You got any Christmas movie recommendations?
Mmm. I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this, but National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
That's not a bad one. It's a classic.
My dad hates that movie because my mom
I
would
don't.
play it like 20 times a year. Like,
I see. That's the thing. I think Christmas movies should be played in you know, you got to space them out with other stuff.
mm-hmm. But the
Like
Grinch too, as well. Like
which
Jim
Grinch?
Carrey's The Grinch.
Oh yeah, yep. I was about to say the I don't know. Me personally, I love Jim Carrey. I think he's a great dude. I actually like the cartoon one better. I just grew
Which
up.
one?
That was the first one I ever watched. The old style cartoon one.
Oh,
The
really?
yeah, the older Dr. Seuss cartoon. I like it a lot better.
Hmm.
I think that came back out in the. Hang on, let me look at when that movie came out.
That shit was kind of mid.
I liked it because how like I said, that was the first Grinch movie I ever saw, and it's just it's nostalgia.
I
See here, the
remember
Grinch.
watching the scare. This isn't really like Christmas, but the Scary Godmother movies on Cartoon Network.
Yeah,
I,
they were some good films too. The Scary Godmother movies.
those were good.
Yeah, I didn't actually. Now that you mentioned, they made a new one, didn't they? The one that came out in 2018.
Mm.
I didn't really watch that one at all. Trying to find the original one. Let me see. Original Grinch. Did it come out in 90? I feel like it came out in 96. Okay, yeah, no, it was 19. Wow. Oh, dude, this movie came out in 1966. Holy shit. Yeah, the original Dr. Seuss, How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that movie was that old. Damn. But yeah, no, that's the one I like a whole lot. Home Alone's a classic too, as well.
Oh yeah, Home Alone was pretty good
Oh, do you
too.
remember the Santa Claus movies? The
Oh
one with
yeah,
yeah, Tim Allen.
yeah.
Those weren't too
Those,
bad.
dude, that shit was ancient, man. That's like old Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm.
Polar Express as well. A lot of people like the Polar Express. I fucks with
Yeah,
it.
it's a good movie. I liked it. I liked the animation. The train was fucking badass.
Mm-hmm. Everyone
Like
wanted to be
honestly,
on
the
that fucking
animation,
train. Once they saw the hot
dude.
chocolate, they're like, ooh.
Yeah, you and that hot chocolate.
As a matter
I'll
of
say this
fact,
from like an animation standpoint, but dude, the Polar Express still amazes people to this day with how like insane ahead of it, like the technology that they used to make it was way ahead of its time, or the art style, I'll say. Because
uh,
like that movie still looks better than some Christmas films that come out today, or just
what's
films
the,
in general that come out
what's the
today.
name of that guy who played the train conductor?
Um,
He's
you
the
wouldn't
same
have
guy
asked
who
me, I could
played
have told
Woody
you.
from Toy Story.
Is it Tom Hanks? No, it's not
Yeah,
Tom
Tom
Hanks.
Hanks. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, is it Tom Hanks? Okay. Really? Tom Hanks plays Woody?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Wait, how do you not know that?
I guess he does, yeah. Yeah, I guess he does.
My God. But
No, I'm
yeah,
thinking it's somebody else. I'm thinking it's somebody else for some reason. I'm getting his
because
voice
Tim Allen plays Buzz Lightyear.
yeah. And I think they both actually no. Wasn't Disney didn't buy Pixar until after that movie had come out, didn't it? Because I don't think they had purchased Pixar until after that movie came out. I think it was in the works, but I don't think they actually purchased it yet. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Toy Story is what made them buy it.
Mm.
I think. I could be wrong on that. But yeah. Let's see here. What other news can we talk about?
Actually, I got
I
one.
can. What you got?
So a lot of people, Steam has, like I said last week, has been making some major, like big moves.
Oh yeah.
And they've also just revealed that they have been working on the OS 3 for Steam, and they're saying not only is it going to be compatible here within 2025, but also they are going to look into possibly getting a Steam console to compete against Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo. That's like a big, like, crazy move right there. If they can actually make a decent console and make it to where it competes with Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation, they may actually be like a huge contender. I know like
Yeah,
Nintendo don't really like compete when it comes to like what you call them like
the big two.
console wars.
I'm not. Honestly, no, it's not. It's not that. Okay, so some people say that they're not on the same scale. I say Nintendo's above them. I honestly think they are because, like, granted, Nintendo's consoles aren't really better than those, but Nintendo usually always sells better. They never struggle. Like, seriously, like, a lot of people like to think that Nintendo's not even worth it because it's a kiddie console.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, seriously, with how many... See, that's the thing. You always have people competing to buy either PlayStation or an Xbox. But at the end of the day, both parties from that will... Majority of people will buy a Nintendo game because they like the games that come with Nintendo. I mean, fucking Mario's not kiddie. People still play it. You have adults playing Mario. I mean, hell, you can even buy Stardew Valley on it. There's a bunch of people playing that game.
The
So, I mean,
problem with Nintendo as of right now is that they're seen as like only for kids, and it kind of destroys their demographic.
kind of, but that also kind of helps them a little bit too.
Like, think about it. If the most like mature games they have on like their catalog as their like AAA catalog is Bayonetta and Metroid, and sometimes Zelda. Certain games in Zelda are like high up there,
Believe it or
but
not, actually, Dark Souls 3 is actually on there. You
no,
could
I'm
actually play
like
Dark Souls 3 on there.
when I say AAA, I mean like under their studio, like under their
Oh yeah,
copyrights.
they won't they'll other pit through other people, yeah, but them themselves, no, they're not gonna. Well, I don't think they honestly, like, I don't know if they actually have a studio that produces like Nintendo anymore, because like, well, Nintendo doesn't branch out like they used to back in like way back in the day. Because used to way back in the day, Nintendo branched out to almost everything. Now there's, you know, just mostly towards kids and teenagers. I don't think, you know, a lot of their stuff is focused towards, you know, little kids at all.
Like I said, it's mostly because the kids nowadays play like games like Fortnite or they play like games like Minecraft or whatever, like Roblox. And the kids that grew up with Nintendo don't really see it that way, like how we grew up with it. Like they mostly like see like mature games and stuff like that, but whenever you compare it to games like Call of Duty or something like that, it's just not the same.
No. Oh, well, no, that's not. No, that's still something else. I was about to say, well, they have Doom on there, but nah. Yeah. Oh, wasn't there also another update that you had too? Where, yeah, because we were talking about this earlier today. Team Fortress 2. Didn't you say they had a new update?
No, they didn't have a new update. They finished their line of comics, and they're
That's right,
confirming that this line of comics is the end of Team Fortress as a like a story franchise.
Which that's kind of sad. It's kind of sad to see them go, because honestly, that's been running for so long. Like seriously, that's been running like since the early 2000s. So it's honestly kind of sad to see them go.
I
But
grew up with Team Fortress, so I kind of know the ins and outs of like the story, but there's a lot of things that was confirmed to be new to kind of open the door for a possible Team Fortress 3.
oh, that's the thing though. Will Steam or not Steam, but will Valve actually do it? Because I know Valve, they have a history of not liking that number 3 at all. Because if that was the case, we probably would have had Half-Life 3 already. And no, Half-Life Alyx does not
Yeah,
count as 3. Honestly, I'd say Half-Life Alex counts as 2.5.
That's the sad thing. I don't think, you know, I just don't know, man. It's hard to say. But
Yeah.
I would love to.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. A lot of people would like to, have that type of stuff again. I mean, honestly, they need to. I don't know. That is a good question. Why haven't they done any more stuff with that?
They did confirm that if, once they're done with the OS 3 for Steam, that they will be working on a Portal 3. But then again, they've been trying to say that they've been working on Portal for years and Half-Life that
Yeah, I
they
was about
have.
to say technically you could say that for years now they've been doing that because that's something about Valve that I don't understand. Like they have, hell, they could have made a bunch of decent games right now, but they just choose not to do it. I don't honestly understand why. It doesn't really make too much sense at all with some of it.
Your guess is as good as mine, but I would love to see a new, what you call it? A new
A
Portal
new
and
game or something like that, yeah.
yeah.
New Portal would be pretty good. Like honestly, they don't even have to make a new Portal. Just make a thing to where like it's open to the community. Like people can do level, like kind of like how Mario did
You mean like
the level
Gmod?
building. I was yeah Gmod, but I was going to use what was it, Mario Level Maker or whatever that game was called.
Mario Maker.
Where you let Mario Maker, where you let the community build Portal levels. You just like have it. It's like where it's Gladys's infinite testing thing. Because I think,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, that's how it ended in Portal 2. Is Gladys is just infinitely testing the two robots that was left behind. Spoilers for Portal 2, but it's fucking almost a 20-year-old game by now.
Mm-hmm.
Go fucking play it. It's a
Yeah.
fantastic game. Oh, hey, that'd be a good game for me and you'd play. That we could probably do.
Oh hell, dude.
We'd absolutely hate each other after every session. Say that motherfucker kept trapping
Fuck.
my ass.
I already have enough of dealing with you in fucking Marvel Rivals. It's bad enough that I gotta deal with you in Portal. Or Dark Souls. That'd be worse.
Yeah. Speaking of, we can talk on that a little bit because we've been playing that a good bit. Yeah, Marvel Rivals, dude, that's actually pretty damn fun.
You know, the Marvel Rivals director started talking shit
Oh,
on
I know he has.
Twitter
Yeah,
about
he was.
like
Yeah, he was.
Concord and stuff.
Concord. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, he kind of has the right to because he's not wrong with what he was saying. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
"You'll make a proper hero shooter. Add something new." Because with Marvel Rivals, they do actually add something new. Like they have. I don't think in Overwatch. I haven't. It's been a long time since I played Overwatch, so I can't really speak too much on it. But like, as far as I'm concerned, I don't remember Overwatch having like a destructible environment. Like
Yeah.
you can break down walls and the walls will come back after a while or whatever. Or like, I don't know. Just like Rivals it feels newer than Overwatch. It feels brand new compared to Overwatch.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying it's better than Overwatch, but it feels it feels like something new with the genre, where the hero shooter. So it actually feels like the characters feel completely different. They don't just feel like a copy of Overwatch or some shit like that. Like there's a
Yeah.
few characters that I feel that somewhat are similar to them, but like then again, not really, because like for example, some of the tanks, like some people have been trying to compare Magneto to Reinhardt, which that's not even a fair comparison because like with Magneto, like hell, you've seen me play Magneto. How long does this fucking shield wall last? Not even a couple seconds, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like his shield wall pops up for like a half second and then it's gone.
At
And Reinhardt, that
least,
motherfucker will hold it up until the health pool goes all the way down.
well,
So
at least with what's his name? With Captain America, his shield will actually like stay up for a little bit.
oh yeah, but see that's the thing with Captain America though. His shield isn't like a whole like giant ass shield. It's legit just a little circle, and it mostly defends him. Like if anyone were to be behind him, if they were like off to the side or whatever, you still could shoot them, unless he got directly in between the two of you.
Mm-hmm.
So like Cap can really pretty much only protect himself and not nobody else, unless he's standing directly in front of him. So, but and like a lot of the characters feel unique. I like there hasn't been one that I've played. Like, me and you've been playing a lot of the healers. I haven't found one that feels like fucking Mercy from Overwatch yet. I guess except for Jeff a little bit, but still, Jeff's still somewhat unique. He doesn't feel like Mercy at all because he's got. If you hold for controller users, I'm sure for mouse and keyboard users, it's probably different. But like for Jeff, if you're playing on a controller, right trigger is your heal and left trigger is your because Jeff, he'll just do like a constant stream of water to heal his allies, and then he'll just do like a water blast where it's like individual blasts that do actually do damage. So it's Jeff. I have a love-hate relationship with Jeff. I know
Why?
you
Is it
love him. You've
because
come to love him.
yeah.
I hate him because like you'll be like focused on a point or whatever, and he'll just come out of nowhere and swallow your ass and then just shoot you off the edge of the map, like the dickhead he is. I love him when he's a teammate though, because he's awesome. Not to mention with certain characters too, you can like do special team ups like Groot and Jeff. Jeff will hop on the and same with Rocket, but Jeff will hop on Jeff's back, and you can literally be like a mobile, kind of like what was the thing that you could do in TF2 with I know you could do it with any of the characters, but mostly it was mostly done with the heavy and the medic. They did the Juggernaut combo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, like you could do that. I mean, it's not as strong. I'd say it's not as strong as the Juggernaut combo from TF2. I want to say that one was probably a little bit stronger.
Yeah, but then again, with the medic, you can kind of just like give him like give it to anybody, you know?
Yeah, you could give it to anybody. Yeah. Whereas with Groot and Jeff, you know, just Jeff. I think Groot can pick anyone can hop on his back, but I think it's mostly the smaller characters. I'm pretty sure only, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, I think it's only Rocket and Jeff so far can hop on his back. There may be more. I'm not sure. We haven't really tried it out too much. I know Rocket can, but I'm not sure if yeah, next time me and you play, let's you play Rocket because he's a healer too, and I'll play
Rocket being a healer. That's a shocker.
Yeah, no, Rocket's actually a healer, which is I know that shocked me too. I was surprised. I figured he'd be a duelist, but no. He has two different modes of fire. He has the machine gun, and then he's got like another one he switches to, which it heals him. It's like Jeff, you know, he's got the fully automatic minigun where he'll use for damage, and then he's got like some big old beam blast that actually heals allies. I think, because I ain't really had too many. I ain't really played with too many people who use Rocket. I've played with a lot of people who use fucking Iron Fist, and that little bastard can go fuck off. Iron Fist mains annoy the fuck out of me. Same with Iron Man. Iron Man can fuck off as well. He'll go fly up in the corner of the damn map, and he'll just snipe you from a distance, little asshole. But no, it's a solid game though. I definitely enjoy it. I enjoy it with friends. I don't play it by myself. That type of game is, in my opinion, that's a game to play with friends.
Yeah, you have to have at least one or two people with you in order for it to be twice as fun. I mean, you could try and do it solo and kind of get into ranked if there is ranked. I don't know.
I'm sure there. Well, I'm not sure. Like, see, we haven't actually explored. So we ain't gonna have to do solo games by ourselves and like explore the game modes because we've really just been joining off other people and just having them select the game modes. Well, I think we just mostly do quick play and just play whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, that's, you know, so far from what we play from just the quick play, it's pretty damn fun.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Let's see here. You got anything else, or do you want me to take the next topic here?
I don't think we have anything else really, because everything that we have talked about is mostly just either an update from last week or something else going on entirely because Christmas
Oh,
right
there's
now.
yeah. I was about to
Um.
say there's a lot of drama with some of the games from the Game Awards. I know that much.
Oh
There's been
yeah.
a lot of shit. Yeah, like a lot of people's a lot of especially with the Naughty Dog still kind of pissed off that nobody's liking their game at all.
I mean, what do you expect? It's Naughty
They're
Dog.
I know they're causing some shit. And Apex Legends has also been popping up. Apparently, they're like banning people for over speech now or some stupid shit like that.
Oh yeah,
Which
there's
I'm
one
not
that
sure.
I'm.
Go ahead.
I you reminded me of something, but I'll wait to talk about that.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I know. I will see with the whole Apex because I haven't actually looked into that story bit yet. But from what I'm thinking, the Apex Legends banning people or some shit over speech. I do know that, like, for example, PlayStation, it listens to you. Hell, you don't even have to be playing a game. If you say certain words, you can get banned off a PlayStation account. Like, it don't take much. You know, you drop a couple gamer words, and if it's report, like, you could be just sitting in a party, and you drop a couple gamer words, and someone fucking reports it, you're done.
Game Awards is fucking crazy.
That's what I'm gonna call it because I'm not gonna say the actual fucking word.
Hmm.
If we were back in 2014, I wouldn't give a shit, and I'd fucking say them, and I wouldn't care at all. But free speech is dead, apparently.
Hmm.
But yeah, there's some of that. I know. Let's see here. There's some other shit. Oh, if me and you ever start playing Ark Survival Evolved, you know, the dinosaur game, they finally came out with the extinction map for the Ark remake, or because you had the original Ark was like Ark Survival Evolved, which is the older one that was like came out like in 2016, 2018, somewhere around there. It's a lot older. And then you got this newer one, which was rebuilt in the Unreal Engine 5 engine. So everything's a lot newer. It looks a lot better. It plays a lot better too. Sun don't blind the piss out of you anymore, which is
Hmm.
awesome. But they found because they've been slowly like reintroducing the older maps. And Extinction, I usually had a love-hate relationship with Extinction, but hey, it's not a bad map. Better than Scorched, but now that Extinction's out, I'm hoping Ragnarok will come back, and I might actually hop back on if Ragnarok comes back. Ragnarok was a fucking awesome map. That one
Hmm.
was like Viking themed, and dude, like you can go get like wyverns and shit. And that wyvern area was actually pretty easy to go get wyverns. Like if you knew what you were doing, you can go get them pretty easily. Like you just tame a pterodon and instantly go get it like a low level.
Bruh.
Build a bunch of campfires, and you already have like an in-game tame right there, pretty much. Which the wyverns were fucking crazy. They were insane. You didn't fuck with them.
Yeah,
Let's
man.
see here. What
Um.
what was that thing you were wanting to talk about?
So, Call of Duty got in trouble. Like,
Oh yeah, what the fuck did they do? I've been seeing that shit too.
so it has been proven that their ranked play is built to be against you. Like they do not want you to play ranked play. They want you to be in the normal
Really?
mode. And people have an idea that it could possibly have something to do with the what do you call it? The statistics or the people or amount of players that are playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like they want to keep their numbers up. But my thought process with that is, wouldn't it
Mm.
already show people playing this mode rather than this mode? Like figure out what mode is better than others.
See, I'm not sure about all that because like I don't know. Me personally, I think they should just do it back how they used to. Like, yeah, some games have ranked play, but like other games, just kind of do like how the older games did because older games didn't have ranked play.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I get it for those who want to, like, yeah, but like the older CODs never had ranked play. It's just like you just had your stats and you can look at your stats, your statistics, which you can still do that in COD, right? That's something they've kept. You can still look
Mm.
at your KD and all that shit.
Yeah, and you can even like
Okay.
go onto the app because they have an app where you can check that stuff out too.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Honestly, like with that shit, like, yeah, I remember running into a bunch of sweaters, but like, see, that's the thing with COD anyway. No matter what game mode you play, you're gonna run into sweaters no matter what. You're gonna run
Mm-hmm.
into people who take the game extremely seriously, whether you're playing ranked or you're playing casual. So with COD, I don't really understand why that has, like, for a game like Rainbow Six Siege, I understand why that one has ranked play, because that's more. That's not like COD. It's a lot different because
Mm-hmm.
you have a smaller group of teams, and it's a little bit more of a serious play game compared to where like Call of Duty is. So Call of Duty, like, yeah, I don't really see it on the same level as, let's just say, Siege. With how or like, say for example, here's a better one, CS:GO, because you know how competitive CS:GO is. CS:GO is insanely competitive, and that didn't have, well, it did have ranked. Actually, I take that back, because CS:GO even had ranked, and like. That's why a lot of people used to get reported back in the day, because, like, say, for example, it was a ranked player who stopped playing, and they, like, got debumped down a couple ranks, and they were playing newer, uh, unranked, or it felt like they were playing unranked matches, but I'm not sure. Like, that one, I don't know how to have a fix for any of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I just say take them out in general. But, honestly, I think it depends on the game with a lot of that shit.
And another issue that people have found out that the game itself, Black Ops 6, is really, really buggy. Like, people have been getting into, like, one big
What COD
example.
game isn't?
No, Black Ops 6. Someone had somehow managed to get wonder weapons from the zombie mode to bring them
In the
into
multiplayer?
multiplayer. Yep.
No fucking way.
Yes.
Jeez.
Someone
I mean,
had, and there are clips all around where people have the not the, like, they will get the jet gun from Liberty Falls and be able to use the jet gun in the map alongside the ray gun. People have been running around with ray guns in multiplayer.
jeez. I mean, see, that's kind of the problem I have with COD, because like that's why I say they rush these games out too much. Because honestly, they're starting to, with how buggy each one of them is, they're starting to get the reputation that Bethesda has. Or like Bethesda don't even have the old reputation they used to have. 'Cause used to, it's like, yeah, it's a Bethesda game. You're gonna expect bugs, but the story's fucking phenomenal. But now it's just, you know, yeah, it's a Bethesda game. It's gonna be buggy as shit, but the story's also shit as well.
Mm-hmm.
COD's getting that same way, where they're getting, like, where almost every one that comes out is super fucking buggy. But honestly, I think they really need to stop producing as many as they can. They need to space them out a lot more. Because honestly, it really I mean, I know they're not, but it does feel like they're coming out with a new Call of Duty every year. And they need to kind of chill for a little bit.
Yeah.
And, actually work on the game and fix a lot of the bugs. Because I guarantee you, there's probably still bugs in Black Ops 6, and there's probably bugs that were in fucking Black Ops 3.
Oh yeah. The
Probably
problem
still having bugs
is
with
that
that.
they're working off the engine from MW 2019, and they're still, yes. And by the way, yes, they are still using that engine. I am not shitting at all, because they are what they think they can get away with back in the day. Like, what they could get away with back in the day is reusing Black Ops World at War engine for Black Ops 2, which they totally could. But nowadays, it's getting to a point where you just can't, because
Oh,
it's just spider code. The
yeah,
stuff that
it's
the
just getting
engine
too
could
much.
handle for MW 2019, it just won't work for something like Black Ops 6, and it's already showing. It started showing in MW2, and then it went to MW2 to MW3, then to MW, or not MW, but Black Ops 6. It's just not possible anymore to
Well,
keep reusing the same fucking engine.
if I'm not, if it sounds like they're kind of doing what Bethesda did with the because the Skyrim engine.
Hmm.
You know that like Fallout 4 was built on the old Skyrim engine, right? And then not only that, but like the reason why Fallout 76, other than they didn't really have a whole lot of time to work on it, but the reason why 76 had so many problems is it's still on the old fucking Skyrim engine. like 76, the game that came out in like, what was it? I think
Mm-hmm.
that game that came out in 2018 was still built on a old engine. I mean, the engine was beefed up a little bit, but like this is an engine that was created in before 2011. Like seriously, I don't know what it is with like game company. Well, there's a good bit of game companies who just do not want to make an engine specifically for that game. Like I'm not a game dev. I don't know how difficult that shit is. But if it's causing a problem with your product, then maybe you should fucking update it. There's a lot of games that seems like they don't want to update their engine. They just
Like,
want to reuse the old one. But then again, that's also a complaint that you could say where the gaming industry is moving way too fucking fast. It's progressing too damn fast.
people, it's also not only that, but it's also the fact that people want a product like super quick. Like they want it now, and that's just not how it's supposed to work.
Mm-mm.
Like especially with this younger generation where, and I'm not trying to bash like people of the younger generation, but it's mostly the fact that people just don't know when to say no.
Well, honestly, you would think that what was it? That some people would take like a page out of Rockstar's book. Like, look how long it takes them to make a new game. Like, they won't release it until they know it's fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, look at the gap between Red Dead Redemption 1 and Red Dead Redemption 2, and then look at the gap between GTA 4 and GTA 5. There's a decent gap in between both those games. So, honestly, they just need to like fucking make sure their shit works. That's the problem I have with a lot of AAA title games. Which that's another thing. That's another topic I want to bring up too. There's a lot of people pointing this shit out. Like, dude, um, there's a lot of people not even playing AAA title games anymore. There's a lot of people going back to older title games and playing those. Like, seriously,
Yeah,
like
like
people have
using
been seeing
emulators and
a
stuff like that too.
well, not even just using emulators, just going back on like the old, like for example, if like because you have an Xbox, like going through the 360 section and just buying whatever game they have because they're cheaper. Like seriously, most of your 360 games on the Xbox One or the whatever the hell new console is called now for Xbox. I don't. It's such a stupid name, but if you go on there right now, I guarantee you'll see a bunch of games that's like worth 20 to $30 at the most. That's so much more affordable than say a 70 fucking dollar game that's probably a piece of shit.
Hmm.
So looking at you, Concord, but which I don't think Concord was. No, looking at you, fucking Star Wars Outlaws, because that was definitely a piece of shit. 70 fucking dollars for that game. I mean, not to mention, there's a bunch of great titles too on the old 360 and the old PlayStation 3. I mean, fucking the original Assassin's Creed collection, the Ezio
Hmm.
collection. I mean, those were phenomenal games. The the first three Assassin's Creed games, they were fucking great. Same with Black Flag. You also have the Gears of War series, like all Gears of War 1, 2, and 3 were fucking fantastic. Of course, the old Halo games too. Like, dude, there's been a bunch of people playing and buying the Master Chief Collection and playing through it. Master Chief Collection has seen somewhat of a rise as well. Oh, you know it's another play. Okay, so I don't know how much you've actually messed around with the PlayStation too much, but have you ever heard of this franchise? This is another franchise that people's going back to. I've been seeing it in the rise, and honestly, even Helldivers made a reference to this because they came out with armor and a gun from this franchise. You ever heard of Killzone?
Yeah.
Yeah, Killzone's making a little bit of a comeback in the news because Helldivers, they came out with a Killzone. I'm pretty sure it's armor from the game. I know they came out with a gun from the game. I think they actually came out with two guns from the game, and they gave it to people for free. Which
That's
I
crazy.
think there was a little bit of controversy with that stuff, is why they give it for free. But I think that there was a problem that happened, and they decided to give everybody that thing for free because of the problem. I didn't look into that too much. I'm not sure how much or what else going on with that. But the fact that they're even like making a reference to Killzone, because if I'm not mistaken, when Killzone was first released, I think it was supposed to be like one of those Halo killers, and it honestly wasn't. But hey, Killzone was one of its own unique games. It's actually kind of cool. It's a neat concept.
Yeah, I'd put it in the same boat with the Infamous franchise, if you ever play that, or Prototype.
That's another one too. Infamous, like seriously, that's one that's just been left alone. No one's been doing anything with it either. Infamous, and what's that other one? It's like a Prototype. That's another one too.
That's
Prototype was good.
Okay.
Is Infinite? Are they?
Prototype.
I thought they were two different games. There's
Prototype and
what was the other one?
Infamous is
Infamous. Okay. Are they the same type of game? Are they the same? Are they in the same continuity, or are they two separate things?
They're two separate things.
Okay, see, because I've played, I think, Infamous 2, and I've never played a Prototype game.
If you play Infamous Second Son, then like I did,
yeah, I played that one.
That one was a pretty decent one, and the only reason why I knew about it was the music videos by Tryhard Ninja.
Yeah. There was also, do you remember, what is it called? DX Machina. That was a good one too.
Yeah.
I'm sure I said that wrong. But that was like Cyberpunk before Cyberpunk came out. But there's some other stuff too, but I know BioWare. Have you seen anything on them yet recently? They're not doing great at all.
No.
They're digging that hole. They are just constantly digging that hole for themselves. And it's a lot of it's coming from just because of the Veilguard. Dragon Age Veilguard. Dude, they just honestly, I think they just need to shut up and not speak at all. They just need to shut their mouths. That's what a lot of these game companies need to do. As soon as they like dropping it, some of these like real bad stinkers, then they shut the fuck up and tell their employees to shut the fuck up. Because that's what gets them into trouble. I mean, hell, that's what got Naughty Dog into trouble.
Yeah.
PlayStation wouldn't fucking put that leash on Neil Druckmann and just tell him to shut the fuck up and stop. If he would have done that, there wouldn't have been as big of a controversy on it. But he ran his mouth, and
he paid the price.
It did not look good. Yeah, he paid the price on it. I mean, there's a lot of companies that can learn that lesson right there. But yeah, let's see here. You got anything else, or should we slowly start to close this out?
Yeah, it is December 25th now.
Yeah, it's Merry Christmas, folks. As the time of this recording, it's it's Christmas. It's the 25th.
Yep, ho 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 and all that, and give me your cookies, bitch.
Give me your cookies, bitch. I want my milk, and I want my cookies.
I mean, you could probably have a good cosplay for it, Teridax. All you're missing now is a fake beard.
Hey, at least I have a beard, unlike whatever the fuck that is that you call on your face.
My goatee is awesome. It is awesome. You don't know anything.
I need to go get the fucking Bowie knife and just go cut that shit off. Dude, teach you how to a man shaves with the fucking how they used to do it back in the day. Like that scene from the Tarzan movie, like when Clayton's shaving. Dude, you know that's how they did it way back in the day. Just no nothing, no anything, just a straight blade on their face, like how Rambo does it.
Bruh.
That shit scared the fuck out of me back then. No, what scares me is you can go get this. You still pay to get this done for certain barbers, like old-fashioned barber shops. Is where they get you on the seat and they use the straight razor. Dude, would you ever sit down and let someone shave you like that?
Oh, I've had it a few times. Yeah.
Oh, you've actually done it?
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Nah, fuck no. That shit scares the fuck out of me. Cause like one tiny little nick and that's it. Your jugular's gone. It's open.
Well, actually,
I don't know.
Surprisingly, it is really, really dull. It is not sharp.
Oh, really? I think it's just this blade's always look super sharp. Well,
That's
in
actually
media they
like
portray them as really sharp.
it's just like how the media animates pianos. It's never accurate.
Fair enough. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's not accurate when they go to portray it at all.
But yeah,
Uh-uh.
man.
Oh, I do have a little bit of stuff. What was it? Have you seen the new stuff that they're kind of releasing on the new Pokemon game? What was it? There was a leak for there's like a potential leak for the starters for Z.
No, I have
What
not.
is it? Oh, you haven't seen it? Hang on.
I'm
Let's
not
see
really
here.
big into Pokemon. I used to play Emerald when I was a little kid. Maybe I should actually like do like gameplay of that. Like I've said, folks, I have not touched Pokemon since I was a little kid, and it would be interesting to go back and replay something like Emerald again. If you
You
guys
need
want to,
to.
if you guys would be down to watch me play Pokemon Emerald, then I will be glad to play it.
Yeah, you need to play it because they're pretty good. Like I said, I mean, we can start doing fan games if you guys want to see that too. Let us know if you want, because like I actually have a couple.
Not the
I
weird
think yeah, no,
ones.
I'm talking about the really good ones. Like they're
Mm.
really fun, like they're challenging ones. Like what was it recently? I've been playing through not Fire Red Team Rocket, but the other Team Rocket. Playthrough, dude, that game is hard. Like once you get to a certain point, they actually start beating your ass. And there's certain points in it where like you think you're supposed to lose, but you're really not. Like I think
Mhm.
I'm struggling a lot at or I was struggling a lot. Like it took me several tries to get through. You remember the Pokemon Tower, at the Lavender Town, the haunted town supposedly. But dude, there's like
Mm.
3 big battles there, and like, dude, they beat my ass. You just and they make it tough for you too, because like with Team Rocket, there's a certain point in the game. I'm not going to give any spoilers too much, but there's a certain point in the game where like the Pokemon League makes an announcement. It's like, hey, we're going to start cracking down more on crime. If you see a Team Rocket member at all, report it. And once they do that bit, you're locked out of going into stores. Like you can no longer go into a store and buy shit. You have to buy
That's
shit at Team Rocket headquarters. And by this time, you're already at like close to level 30. Or you're going to get up to level 30 around this time. And all you have in the Team Rocket base stores is literally just super potions and the typical heals. That's it. Beforehand, you were able to go into stores and buy, full restores, fucking hyper potions, revives, full heals, and then all of a sudden you get cut out of all of that shit where you can't buy none of it. Dude, I struggled. Like, I was struggling just to keep one of my Mons alive so that way he could actually start dealing damage. Because there's some actual boss fights in that one. Dude, they just one shot after one shot after one shot. You're struggling. I enjoyed the challenge, though. It's, like, tough as a motherfucker. And there's some fun ones, too. I might try to get you to play Pokemon Gaia, because that one's a little bit easier. I mean, it's still a little challenging. And it's got some of the newer ones. It's got Mega Evolution and all the other shit. It doesn't have the one from what do you call it? Sword and Shield, where it's the Gigantamax or whatever, and that
mhm.
new stupid one. You've seen the one from Scarlet and
I will
Violet, haven't you?
never understand why there is a fairy type. Like to
Well, the fairy
me,
type's not bad. I mean, well, to be fair, there was always technically supposed to be a fairy type. They just never did it because, like, look at some of the Pokemon that's like technically has the fairy. Now, some of the ones they gave the fairy typing don't make any sense to me. There are some that, honestly, I think they just gave the fairy type to boost the numbers of them. But like,
mhm.
for example, Clefairy and Jigglypuff, that kind of makes sense. You can see it in them. Um, Granbull, you remember that one, the Snubble line?
I
The
think
like little bulldog.
I'm
That's the
not
that's
too
the one that looks
sure.
like a bulldog. That one kind of makes sense of it being a fairy. If I'm not mistaken, I think Mr. Mime is now a fairy type and psychic as well. I think.
Mr. fucking Mime, excuse me?
Well, it kind of makes sense because he looks like a fairy type. His colors match and everything else too.
Teridax, you are a fairy type.
But And the fairy typing is not that bad to get a concept on. It's like, honestly, it makes poison type more viable. Because like beforehand, have you ever really like had a dedicated poison type
No, not really.
when you ran through it in the older games? So that's what I'm saying. It makes the fairy typing actually makes poison type viable again. So, because
Like, I
honestly,
know
I never ran any of the poison types.
when you start off in Emerald, most of the enemies you encounter are like rock and like grass type. Maybe some poison here and there, but nothing
Yeah.
that you can't handle like at the starter. But I don't
No.
know like beyond that, like beyond the first
Yeah.
gym, because the first gym you go to is a rock type gym. But I mean,
Typically, it's a rock type. Yeah, I'm trying to think about I think Sword and Shield kind of mixed that up a little bit because the first gym in that one was a grass type. Yeah, I think. Like, 'cause I haven't played Scarlet and Violet, and I'm probably not going to because I don't want to pay $60 to play that piece of shit of a game.
I
'Cause
I don't think I'll play um what you call it, the newer Pokemon games.
the newer one that's coming, I'll probably play that one because I'll play the Legends of Arceus. I enjoyed that one. That's one I'm recommending to you. I'd say if if you don't want to play any of them, I'd play any of the new ones. Legends of Arceus and that new one where it's like gonna be Z from the X and Y series.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably play that one because it's supposed to be like another like Legends of Arceus type. Which Legends of Arceus had its problems. Like you could definitely tell it was not fully baked completely. But it was still a really fun game. I enjoyed it. I mean, it was like it's literally kind of like Power World, but a little bit different. But the problem I had with what made me really not want to buy Violet and Scarlet was it just reminded me too much of Sword and Shield. And Lynx, I know you know how bad Sword and Shield's launch was, and how controversial both Sword and Shield was.
My
Like,
God.
people were literally saying that both those games were a literal scam. Which, in my opinion, they were. Because, like, honestly, you could beat that game super easy. Like, it will not take you long to run through that game and completely beat it. And that's my problem with some of the newer ones, too. They're actually not even that hard at all. They're pretty fucking easy. Like, and... But
I
not...
mean, you
I
could
want to say
probably
probably...
argue with Skyward, or not Skyward Sword, but Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Well, except for Tears of the Kingdom. Breath of the Wild, though, is like one of those games where if you know what the fuck you're doing, then you could beat it in
It's
like
easy.
10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you actually have to, like, know. That's the thing, though. Like, if you're someone who's actually has experience from the game itself, it's pretty fucking easy to run through it. But when you're just first starting it, you're completely blind. You have no idea what you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Which, I mean, hey, that's totally different. But, like, say, for example, you just beat, you know, Sword and Shield. And you go to Scarlet and Violet. Same fucking thing. It's easy as shit. It don't take you long at all to figure it out. That's why I'm starting to like more of the fan games, and I'm trying to get you into the fan games, because they're, like, a lot more challenging. They actually make shit hard. Like, for example, the older games, you actually had to talk to people to figure out where the fuck to go next, like in the original one. It didn't hold your hand and tell you where to go. You actually had to, like, explore and talk to NPCs and find out where the next gym is, or like, hey, this path is blocked, what's another path I could take? So you actually have to kind of explore, where in the next game it's just like, it holds your hand so much in these newer ones. I get it, they're for kids too. They're not like, these aren't games for adults, but like, they were hard as hell back in the day too for kids, and kids still beat them. Like, I knew a lot of people, like a lot of kids who actually beat the older Pokemon games back in the day. So why are we making it super simple for kids nowadays?
I
It doesn't need to be
mean,
that simple.
nowadays it's more about filling out the Pokedex than it is about completing the game. People will complete the game and be like, okay, done, versus people trying to
I'll
complete the
argue against that a
Pokedex.
little bit, because I still don't even know too many people who actually complete the Pokédex. Because remember, like, to even complete it, you have to buy both versions of the game. You have to buy both of them. And, like, granted, I guess most people do that, but for those who actually know what they're doing, most people's not going to want to buy both versions. Like, well, I got you this version. Why do you need this other one? only catch like maybe 4 or 5 Pokemon that you can't get in this other game. It's literally the same fucking game. I don't know. That's my thought on the thing.
I've met like a good handful of people who have beat Sword and Shield. Not Scarlet and Violet, but Sword and Shield, who have completed the entire Pokedex. They were willing to spend $120 on modern day Pokemon just so they can beat the Pokedex, which baffles me. It baffles me to this day
Yeah.
how you're willing to spend $120 for a mediocre game. Not you don't buy the just one copy of the game. You buy 2 copies.
You want to know what's sad about that? Hey, Lynx, there's something even worse about that.
What?
You forget Sword and Shield actually has DLC, so that means they're spending even more than $120. They're spending probably, I think, over $200. Yeah. And that's another controversial thing that was about Sword and Shield too. Like the DLCs for both those games, they were like, honestly, it felt like shit that was supposed to be already in that game. Like literally, like okay, so you know how Emerald when you beat it, when you run all the way through Emerald and you beat all the gyms, you beat the Elite Four, right? And Sword and Shield, they literally cut the in-game content out and they turned that into DLC. Like for example, Emerald, it was the what is it? Is it the Battle Pyramid and all that other stuff? Is that what it is in Emerald?
I think so.
Yeah, like that whole section right there, they legit chopped that out and then turned that into DLC.
I believe it.
For Sword and Shield. It felt so scummy because it honestly feels like that shit was already supposed to be in there. Like for example, in Diamond and Pearl, if they were to cut out that extra little island thing that you can go do, if they cut that completely out and that was it. So it was just so scummy with how they did it. Honestly, I don't think Pokemon games should have DLC because like you kind of technically have to buy both games in general to even complete the Pokédex, if that's what you're wanting to do. And it's like, honestly, I don't even think Pokemon games should be $60 fucking. 40 is a maximum. Because of how quick, I mean, like, how much content is actually there. There's not a lot of content there.
If I can beat a game, sit down and beat a game, and it only takes me like 8 hours or less to beat that game, then it's not worth $60.
I'll say 6 hours less, because I'll say sometimes an 8-hour game can be worth $60, depending on the game.
Like, for me, I could sit down and beat Wind Waker in like 8 hours. I would say... I would probably say that game is worth $60 though, simply because for someone like me who's experienced and knows what they're doing, it will take 8 hours. But someone who doesn't know what they're doing and does not have the time to sit there and play all 8 hours, they're going to struggle. There are some points in Wind Waker where they're going to get confused.
Yeah, because I mean, like some of the puzzles are a lot harder, and it takes some time to figure them out. Especially in the older Zelda titles, some of the puzzles are really difficult to figure out.
Oh yeah, and it still baffles me that Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom have like some lowest dungeon counts in 3D Zelda, and you want to know something worse? Link's Awakening has more dungeons than Breath of the Wild.
You serious? Does that count the shrines too?
No, we're not counting the shrines.
I was about to say,
those are not dungeons.
Yeah, they're like little tiny mini dungeons.
They're just trials for a heart piece or stamina. I'm not gonna count that. Ain't no way.
That's something I kind of hope that. Is it bad that I hope they kind of do away with that within the next run of Zelda?
Like I got a lot of fucking like pullback against like a lot of my friend groups because of that. I said straight up that Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom's trials gotta go. That's not Zelda. Going into a cave
I'm not a big fan of
like solving a small puzzle to get a heart piece, and yeah, that's cool. I'm okay with that. But the same fucking trial over and over and over again. Like once you step into it, you know what you're doing, what you're expected. Versus like something like in Twilight Princess, the Cave of Ordeals. When you're going through that, you don't know what you're expecting. All you know.
Well, not just that. Like to get heart pieces, it was like multiple different types of things. It went through like trials. It was just like sometimes it was mini games, or sometimes it was just helping an NPC out and they would get a heart piece for that, or just
in Twilight Princess, the heart pieces that you had to collect, it was 5. You had to collect 5 versus the normal 4. And then on top of
Let's
that,
say,
2 of the heart pieces were in dungeons. So it actually gave you an incentive to
yeah.
actually clear through an entire dungeon.
Wasn't in Twilight Princess, in order to get one of the heart, like I think it was either a heart container or at least some heart containers. Then you have to do like a puzzle through the fishing area.
Don't even mention that. I don't want to talk about it.
But I remember one doing it through there. Like I said, there was like a bunch of different types of like puzzles and different types of areas that you had to go to even get the heart containers. And the Twilight Princess, honestly, like I collected every single heart piece in that one, like because I almost 100% of that game when I was a kid. I didn't mind hunting for the heart containers. They weren't too bad to find, and they were. I mean, if younger me was able to do it, then it's not too bad. Like Breath of the Wild, I have that game. I have countless hours into it. Never finished all the trials because I got too bored and I didn't want to fucking do it.
Oh, let's
It
not
felt too
forget about the
repetitive.
900 Koroks pieces of shit. Let's
Yeah,
not
I'm not
forget
doing
about
that.
that.
I'm
Nobody
not
did
doing that
that. You
because
wanna
I heard the
know?
reward was not great for that.
Dude, you just got 3 Korok seeds stacked on top of each other, and it literally looked like a pile of shit.
No, no, I get it, but I heard like actually doing all the Korok missions and completing or finding all of them and returning all their stuff. Yeah, I heard you don't even get like a decent reward for that.
No, you
So
don't.
I'm not even gonna attempt that.
The only thing the
Not to
Korok seeds
mention,
are there for is for the extra slots in your inventory.
yeah. Which I mean, you already have a decent sized inventory in the start of the game anyway, so you kind of don't even need to even fuck with them.
I'm gonna sound like a fucking noob when I say this, but they need to go and make a Ocarina of Time type Zelda game.
Another one, yeah. No, I'll agree with that because like
Because
people
Ocarina of
love like
Time,
yeah, that's honestly a cult classic. If they were like to do another style, it's similar to not just remake Ocarina of Time because I've done that to death, but just make another style like a game similar to it, like it and Majora's Mask. It fucking worked.
like
It potentially worked.
what they should do is have like an overworld map and have it closed off to like different portions. Have about like I don't know like 30% of the map open, and then have like 2 dungeons where you can go to. You can choose either one to start, but after you finish one, then from like 30% of the map it goes to like 40% of the map open. Then after that you can go to the second dungeon, open like 60%, and
I was
then
talking about like how you can go and it's you're open to a small amount, but that you can go and choose which parts of the map you want to unlock.
yeah, by
Yeah,
completing a
that'd be
dungeon.
pretty interesting.
And
Yeah,
the only way to actually get to the final area of the game is that you have to complete all the dungeons and collect a certain amount of heart pieces, because
yeah,
if you
yeah.
don't
Because
collect a certain amount of heart pieces, then you can't pass the barrier or something.
I know some people would say that's probably like more linear of a gameplay, but I disagree with that because like you're still choosing which areas you want to go to explore, so you're still being able to explore those areas. It's not like it's forcing you to go down a certain narrative where like, hey, you have to go do the Kokori Village dungeon first, and then you have to go after that. You go do the Fire Temple, then after that you go do the Water Temple. After that, it's you get to choose. Because I'm not mistaken, I think you can somewhat do it out of order at a certain point in Twilight Princess. I think once you get mid game, you can start choosing which temples you want to go do. Yeah, because you don't have to do them in order. You can do them out of order if you want to. Like
Actually,
I'm sure.
oh, in Twilight Princess, no, you have to go in an
I can't
order.
remember. I'm talking about like some of them you could have done them out of order.
No, you have to
Oh, you
go in
couldn't?
order.
Okay. Maybe it's another one I'm thinking of.
You're
Where you can
probably
somewhat do them out of order.
because Wind Waker, people said that it was possible to go to between Earth or Wind Temple first, but I don't know if that's true, because if you go to Wind Temple first, then there's nothing holding you back from completing it, but there is a couple of things that maybe could slow you down a bit. But
I know.
essentially,
Isn't there a
what it
little different
is,
from Twilight Princess? Because you had the snow peaks, you had the prison.
yeah,
Yes,
and
you could choose which one to do out of that
no,
one.
you have to start off with our Arbiter's Grounds. Once you go and do Arbiter's Grounds, that's when you understand the Mirror of Twilight Princess. pieces, and you have to go in that order because the NPCs that you need to talk to only are set for Snow Peak first, then Temple of Time, and then City in the Sky. If there's like no NPCs stopping you, then yeah, you could definitely go and push forward.
Yeah, like I said, it's been a long time since I've actually gone out there and done all that shit. I might be thinking of Pokemon because I know Pokemon you can do a lot of the some of them you can do them out of order. But you know what? I think we should probably wrap this one up. Another podcast down.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Damn.
What do you say? Shall we go ahead and end it?
Yeah, I mean it's Christmas, you know. We gotta give them some time with their family. So.
Oh yeah, you get. Well, I hope everyone out there, you guys do have a good Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
And I'm not too sure if we'll do anything for New Year's. We might just take it easy New Year's and just see what we can do.
I'm probably gonna get pissed drunk because I got those 3 days off.
If I can afford the alcohol. Have you seen how much prices freaking whiskey and all that shit costs now? It's like over $40 to $50 a decent sized bottle.
Thank God I don't really drink.
You and me both. But yeah, no, from here at the BS Podcast, we do thank you guys for watching as much as you have been. We've been kind of surprised with some of the growth that we've been getting a little bit here and there. And we are going to try to start getting a little bit better organized with stuff. Maybe we'll start getting some because I know me and Link's been talking about it at length. You can tell we're tired. But we've been talking about wanting to do some Let's Plays, or just something just to entertain you guys more than just the podcast. So we're gonna try to expand a little bit. So we're still working on some of that. But yeah, hopefully we'll start getting some better content out to you guys and some more interesting shit.
Yeah, I'm down.
I know you definitely want to do some more playthroughs.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm figuring out how to do it, but eventually I do want to see if I can't get you to play Stalker with me because they do have a co-op mode.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let you run into the monsters, and then I was like, don't worry, I'll cover you. I'll just toss a fucking grenade your way.
Oh, Lord.
Let you run face first into them. Alright, guys. We'll see you guys.
Yeah, y'all have a Merry Christmas. Bye.